we are continuing with part 2 of linear function. So basically we're going to introduce the linear function or the straight line function properly right now. So the basic function ya linear, couple the basic general formula I think y is equals to ax plus q. Then some will write y is equals to mx plus c. Mx plus c is something as ax plus q. So you know that the value of a is the one that determines the shape. It is our gradient. Which will be the gradient, the stiffness of the line. And a rona hape se re bua ka another concept which is shape of the graph. Yeah. So the value of a, it is our gradient. And you know that the gradient re batla jwang. Gradient ya rona kana re batla jwang. Gradient ke a is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's the same formula we use in analytical geometry to find the gradient of 2 points. So this formula we usually find the gradient couple the value of a if you are given 2 points on a line, on a straight line basically. Yeah. Then now let's come to the shape. Now when the value of a is bigger than 0, couple when the value of a is positive, our graph is increasing. So if you can draw the graph here, our line will look like this. We start from the negative infinity and go to the positive infinity of our graph. So it can be like, our graph can be like this, basically. Our graph can look like this one. It will depend. Yeah. Our graph will look like this if the value of a is bigger than 0. So it's very important to understand the shape of the graph when our value of a is positive. About to a graph here properly without any mistake. Yeah. Then when the value of a it is more than 0, that means when the value of a is negative, couple, yes, our graph will decrease. Our graph will look like this. Our graph will be facing this direction. It will depend on the values that will be presented here between of that one of a and that one of q. And I'm done with the value of a that determines the shape of our graph. Then now let me just come to the value of q. Q yarona, it is our y. I can say y-intercept. Y-intercept for clearer definition. Y-intercept is a point on a graph that touches the y-axis. I hope you literally get me. Which means y-intercept is a point on a graph. It is a y-coordinate that touches the y-axis. Now, if you can draw the graph here, we didn't just say the value of q is equals to 3. I need to draw the graph of this function here, straight line. Let me just say the value of a q is 3. Y is equals to ax plus 3. So this y-intercept it represents the vertical shift of the graph. Vertical ke into your ring is straight, that's a vertical shift. Up or down, that's a vertical shift. So the value of q it represents our vertical. That means graph if the value of q value of q on our Cartesian plane, this value of q it touches the y-axis line. This line is very vertical. Let me just plot this point on my graph. So this point will look like this. since we're now re q ya rona ke y-intercept and y-intercept ke gore that's where the graph cuts the y-axis and on this line ra tseba ke x ya rona ke 0 x coordinate ya rona ke 0 x ya rona mo ra tseba gore if y ya rona ke 3 x ya rona therefore our x will be equal to 0. If the value of q is 3, by default our x will be equal to 0. Therefore point down to it can be like here. This is where our point will be based or will be drawn onto this y-axis line. Guys, yeah. I will talk much more about the y-intercept, the x-intercept in the next session of our lesson. Yeah, explain concept ya the y-intercept, y-intercept, couple x-intercept, couple whatever. To explain this concept ya the y-intercept, guys, if we have, let me just make an example. Y is equals to x plus 3, then the question will say determine the y-intercept of this graph, or the coordinates. They will say find the coordinates of our y-intercept of this function. Now I can read the y-intercept ke me leng graph ya rona e cutter y-axis teng. That's where our x ya rona is 0 teng. That means if how to batle the y-intercept, for y-intercept you let x be equal to 0. How about the y-intercept? You let x equal to 0. Therefore y is equals to where you see x, we put in 0 there, 0 plus 3, then x are going then our value will be equal to 3. Therefore the coordinates are going to be, and you want to function are going to be 0 for x and then 3 for y. Then if they say you must draw the function, then after what the y-intercept, that's how this is how the y-intercept. Then how to battle the x-intercept. X-intercept ring y ya rona is equals to 0. Ke graph ya rona e cutter x-axis teng. E mean to x-intercept graph ya rona e toucha x-axis teng. E cut e feta hodima yona teng. E mean to ha re bone mo ke bonang y teng mo ke kenya 0. Ke bona ka y ke nana ke kenya 0 nkane. 0 is equals to x plus 3. Now ke batla x. I'm solving for x right now. I got like x transpose this 3 to the left, and it will be 0 minus 3. Negative 3. That means x will be equal to negative 3. One is 3 now. It translates 0 minus 3, so like x on one side. Therefore, the coordinates are x-intercept, okay? Our coordinates will be negative 3 and 0. Then they will say draw the function, plot. Then they will say plot. How will you plot this function? You draw your Cartesian plane. Then 0 and 3. 0 and 3, okay. 0 x on x-axis. 0 and 3. That means 0 and 3. Then negative 3 and 0. Negative 3 and 0. Negative 3, okay. X the negative x. Let me just draw. So it will be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Then negative 3 then 0 ke y ya rona. That means 0 y ya rona ke dula on y-axis. It will be x. It will be monana point out. The monana will be the very same thing. It will be 1, it will be 2, it will be 3. It will be 1, 2 and 3 monana. X ya rona ke 0, then 3 rona ke y. Then you just join the points. Draw a graph, plot a graph here. You know it's straight line this function. This is how our graph will look like. Guys. And remember, regular value ya Q. Value ya Q it's responsible for vertical shifting. That means graph on the train is upwards. I hope you guys get it. The concept in x-intercept and y-intercept. Yes. This graph g at x is equals to 2x minus 1. How to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept is a graph. Find the x-intercept and y-intercept of this graph. For x-intercept, so we will graph a cutter our to x-axis. Yes, x-intercept. We let y be 0. Let y be 0. So this let y be 0, it means y graph yang z g at x is the same thing as saying y is equals to 2x minus 1. Mo ke bonang y teng ya 0 graph ena ke ena ke re y ke nya 0. 0 is equals to 2x minus 1. Then get solve for x. We solve on x. Whatever you have x, we say ka side eng is nang x, we say qana ke negative na x, we transpose it to the left. It go 0 plus 1 to 1 equal 2x. Then come over and multiply mo to x divided by 2. Therefore x ga ke bokae ina to divide na sala ke x and kana to 1 over 2x yaka. Then what are coordinates of my x-intercept? Ke ka bane x ga ke 1 over 2 to 1 over 2 y ga ke 0 already to 0. Guys, that's how you find y-intercept, coordinates of y-intercept kapo x-intercept. Ha re batle coordinates x-intercept, I mean y-intercept. Now ha re batle the coordinates y intercept. Now for y-intercept, you let x be equal to x taking 0 function in y is equals to 2x minus 1. X taking 0 y is equals to 2 multiplied by 0 minus 1. Then 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Therefore coordinates are y-intercept. So these are coordinates again. So coordinates are 0 and negative 1. Yes. How to draw a graph here, guys? That function. How to draw here? So how to draw here? I'll take you what's about 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it can be many more. Yeah, it depends on coordinates are yeah. Then 1 over 2 and 0. 1 over 2 is x. The positive so 1 over 2 in 1. I get 1 to 1 over 2 is 0. I cut x axis if y is 0. Then x is 0. It's a cutter y. How about a cutter y axis? It means point down and to touch the y axis line. How about a cutter? If bar x is 0, it means point down on our y axis. Then y is negative 1. Negative 1. Then we just join the coordinates. And this is how our graph will look like of these coordinates. This is our straight line, guys. You can draw it properly in your own space. Yes, guys. And the last part, so linear function can be written in this form, ax plus by is equals to c, wherein the value of a still represents our gradient, wherein the value of b still just a number, and c is our constant basically. So you can literally make y the subject of the formula in this case, but it does not matter for now. It will depend on the situation in the question. For an example, if we have a negative 3x and get negative 3x plus 2y is equals to 12. Then the question will say draw the function, draw this function. How will you draw this function, guys? You know, one of the techniques you use to draw the function of any graph, just find the x and y intercepts. It's very simple in that way. The x-intercept, how do you bat? X-intercept, let x let y equal to 0. Hona ho bolela hore mo ke bonang y ya ka teng ke kenya 0. Ke bona ka y mo equation ke na y. Ke kenya 0 e tlo ba 2 times 0 mona na nkere. So ke batla x negative 3x plus 2 multiplied by 0 is equals to 12 nkere. Then ke batla ke solve for x nkere. Ke solve for x nkere. How solve for x? I get 2 times 0 is 0. I'm left with negative 3x is equals to 12. When I multiply x, I divide both sides by negative 3. Therefore, my x is equals to 12 divided by negative 3. Give negative 4. What are coordinates of my x-intercept? X I got x negative 4. Y is 0. Is to 0. I hope you get it. How about the D? Y intercept. Can I get that wrong? Let x be equal to 0. Hona bolela hore mo ke bona x teng on my equation ke kenya 0. Ke bona ke x nya. Ke kenya 0 x mo. It will be negative 3 times 0. Negative 3 multiplied by 0 plus 2y is equals to 12. Ke batla y intercept that means ke fumane y yaka ebe my subject of the form ke means y yaka dule le 1 ka tlhakorong le le nkere. Negative 3 times 0 is 0 nkere. Then I'm left with 2y is equals to 12. I divide both sides by 2 nkere. Ke tla sala ke y on one side nkere. Then this 2 will divide this 2 and be left with y. 12 divided by 2 is 6. What are coordinates of my y-intercept? X. X is 0. 0 is 2. Y is 6. I hope you get it, guys. Then I draw the function here. I just draw my graph. How do you draw a graph here? Y is 0. That means graph here. But this point, negative 4 and 0, will cut the x-axis. How y is 0? That means graph here can touch mo line na as long as it touch my x-axis. Ke bua ka point ya negative 4 and 0. Then can to plot now. Where is your negative 4 on my x-axis? Where is my negative 4 on my x-axis? I get x ya negative 4. Okay, ka mona na nkere. Ka bani y ka 0, that means graph ya it touch this x-axis line. Enka dula hohle mona na. This point ki negative 4 and 0 ki na nkere. Then 0 and 6 when x is 0 and y is 6. Now locate y. Y okay y axis nkere. 6 okay e ka hodimo mona na. E ka hodimo 6 nkere. Then x is 0. That means if x is 0, my point will touch the y axis line. Anger. If x is 0, retouch y axis. If y is 0, retouch x axis. Very simple and like that. Therefore, y is 0, it will be point arrow. Then you just join. What's a straight line? You just join the points there. Very simple. Just join the points there. Just join the points there. I hope you get it. Then the coordinates are guy negative 4 and 0. I'm gonna give 0 and 6. I hope you get it, guys. I hope you fumane or na retsa e mona. Homework ke nana he. Homework. Draw the following graphs. Draw the following graphs. Ne? Number 1, the first we can draw okay, g at x is equals to 4x plus 8. Number 2, 5x h at x, not this one, 5x minus 2y is equals to 10. So now this thing is a jwang inana ke kopa ntogela this graph using the intercepts. You just find the intercept to a graph. Then this one you find it by using table method. Table method. Can't table method again. Table method again or draw a table ne. Lady exit y. This table. Then when we pass the x coordinates. We put x coordinates, but that means it go from negative to positive. So how you put negative? You put negative 1, 0, and 1. Then this we put on all the time. That means we put on. That means go from negative side to positive. That means go negative. It be 0, it be 1. Kapo. Go negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Go negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will depend on our no but as long as you're using the table, it will guide you on a graph. It will shape as one. So for this, for x plus 8, use the table method. Then for this one, use the intercept method. Please guys, thank you very much.